Hey Taylor, have you been able to kind of process what this last month has meant to your career? I'm sure it's still pretty fresh, but just looking back and Tampa Bay playoff game and now signing this deal, just what the past 30 or so days has meant for you.
Yeah, I'm still it still really hasn't hit home yet. Even the game, I'm still kind of processing everything that's happened. Because again, things have changed very quickly in a short amount of time. So again, a lot of things are happening right now, a little overwhelmed, but again, we have some time to kind of soak it all in and get ready for next year.
Les.
Hey Taylor, have they given you any indication, like what the situation will be for you? Are they saying you're competing for a starting job, or is it going to be a group of people? Is there any kind of real answer to that?
Yeah, I think the best answer, honestly, is it's going to be a competition. I think that's the best way to do it. I think that's what Coach Rivera has said. Also, he's harped on that. I think that's best for everybody. I think you get better with competition. If say he named me starter, a lot of people kind of get complacent and stuff like that, and we don't want that. We want to compete, push each other to get better, and go from there. But I'm excited for the opportunity, and we'll see what happens.
JP.
Hey Taylor, it's JP Finley. Your style of play is so aggressive. Will that change at all now that you have a 2-year contract and some stability in your NFL career?
Yeah. Again, the 2 times I've started and played, it's been kind of wild. Again, because those are my 2 times to make a name for myself. I didn't know if I was going to get another chance. So yeah, I was out there leaving it all on the field. And I understand, say I was starting in week 2, I'm not diving for that pylon. I'm getting the first down, getting out, and we got 4 more downs to get a touchdown. So little things like that. But, my style of play of kind of, making things happen with my feet and stuff like that, I think that's, part of my game. So I don't see myself changing that in any way.
Time.
Hey, Taylor, congrats on the deal. I mean, a couple months ago, you're sitting in a class at ODU. Why do you think you've been able to go from that point to now signing a multi-year deal after not having played for a couple of years?
Yeah, I think it just, a lot of family and friends that just kept on pushing me. They knew I wanted to keep playing, and it was hard for a good while, but those that were very close to me kept pushing me. And every day there's a lot of times where I didn't want to wake up and go work out and do stuff like that, but they kept on pushing me. And again, and here we are. So again, this isn't just a big accomplishment for me. It's a lot of the previous coaches, friends, family, they're just as big a part of this as I am.
Paris.
Hey Taylor, congratulations. Just 2 things pretty quickly. One is, how is the shoulder? And then 2, how did this come together? Like, did you hear from them a few days ago, a week ago? When did talks first kind of start?
Yeah, shoulder's feeling fine, pretty much 100% now. So that's good. We can start progressing in other areas now. But yeah, I mean, I guess the talks have been in for a while now. I know there's been a lot of moving parts with front office, hires and stuff like that. So once they all got settled in, I think that's when the talks started happening. So about a week or 2 ago was when we first started hearing stuff, and then again, thankfully it ended because it's a little bit stressful.
Go Phillips, then Rhiannon.
I think we're all wondering, did you go back and take the math tests that you skipped out on at first?
I did. Went back and finished the 2, and thankfully passed them both. So that's always good news.
Is that it? Are you a graduate now?
Now I got 2 more classes, so maybe next spring semester I can get rid of those.
Hey Taylor, congratulations on your contract. You said the conversation started happening about a week or so ago. They obviously came to you with a 2-year contract. You were a restricted free agent, so you could have been tendered. One, what did that mean to you to give you the 2-year deal versus just setting you up with the tender? And then also, the second question is just when you talked to us at that final press conference following the game, you talked about how much it would mean to you for people to believe in you after this entire experience. What does it mean to you that they came to you with that 2-year deal in that perspective?
Yeah, kind of answer both questions in one. You always want some security, and I feel like a 2-year deal kind of gives you that. So again, I've never felt like if I had like 2 feet in the door in the NFL. I feel like I've always been fighting, trying to either make practice squad or just get on the 53. It's kind of been 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and now I actually feel like um, there's a little bit more security there, and this is the first time I felt that while being in the league. So it's a great feeling. And again, it's happened very quickly, so I'm still trying to fathom everything and soak it all in. But that's probably my best answer for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Nikki?
Hi, Taylor. I know you kind of came in late in the season and were sort of the quarantine quarterback to start, but were you able to get a good feel of what Ron was trying to accomplish here in Washington? And, kind of what did you learn about the team in your short time with him at the end of last season?
Yeah, so I knew he wanted to change the culture. I was following Washington from the very beginning when he got there. And you could see, the motion, you could see the gears starting to roll a little bit. And when I got there, you can kind of feel it. And I asked around, I was like, how's it going here? And he's like, Coach Rivera is the man. He's really changing things here. It's an exciting future. And obviously, everyone that knows Coach Rivera, that's not a big surprise. So, we're all excited for the future, and I think it's pretty bright.
Russell?
Yeah. Hey, Taylor, congratulations. This might be a little bit too early. We know what your strengths are: athletic, mobility, ball location, all that stuff. What do you want to work on this offseason to get better and strengthening certain parts of your game that maybe you've identified or Coach Zampese or anybody else has identified?
I think the one alarming one, obviously, is the 2 starts I've gotten kind of injured. So be more durable, put some more weight on. That's one big thing. But, the biggest thing at quarterback is just being consistent. You can't have one good game and then, be off the next 2. You got to be consistent. That's what makes quarterbacks great. And that's what wins games. So when I go out there and train, I try and be perfect, complete all the balls, put them where I want them to be, have my feet, on time and stuff. So, it's almost, you work on the same things every year. You just try and get better at it and polish it up.
Thank you.
Scott?
Mm-hmm.
Taylor, congratulations. Glad you're sticking in Washington. Obviously, your story's pretty remarkable. And I guess what I want to know is, how would you describe the Taylor Heinicke story, and how do you hope maybe it inspires other football players out there who maybe are on the fence of continuing to play or maybe going back to school? It resonates with a lot of people, your story.
Yeah, it sounds so cliche, but it's just the hard work and resilience. If it's something you really want to do, you just keep working towards it. And again, I had a lot of good guys at the gym, the gym I've been going to for a while. We just kept on pushing each other, and we were on the same boat. Whether we weren't playing for 2 to 3 years, just trying to maybe just get an opportunity. And that's the biggest thing, is just you keep working towards it. You can't take 2 to 3 days off and expect to get better. It was an everyday thing. So, that's the biggest thing. And it's tough to keep going. Being out of the league for a year and a half, you just got to keep grinding. And, fortunately it happened for me.
Sam?
Taylor, you mentioned, you've stayed in shape and worked in the last couple off seasons, but how will this off season, knowing that you have this deal, how will that change what you do?
I don't think it will change. Again, what I was doing this past year got me to this point. So I don't want to change anything. I want to, keep working hard, still have that same attitude, and see where it takes us. But again, I thought, my mindset was right. Everything was going well. I just didn't have the opportunity until just recently.
Heather?
Hey, Taylor, despite you coming in late in the season, it seems like guys really gravitated towards you, that we could see the support during the games. What did that mean to you? And what was it about this group, or maybe yourself, that allowed that camaraderie to just seem to hit it right off the bat?
Yeah, I think I think a lot had to do with the work ethic and preparation. me and Chase, that whole thing was really cool. And I think that all started with him seeing me there in the locker room with no one else in there, just studying. And I think that meant a lot to a lot of people. And, I came to the facility, I tried to take care of business. It was all business for me. And I knew this might be my last opportunity. So I was going to make the best of it. And, when I had my chance, I went out there and tried to do my thing. And, it was fun. You could kind of feel the energy around the team, and it was cool. So hopefully we can keep this thing going.
Have you heard from any of those guys? Or, I mean, obviously this all just happened, or even maybe just in the last, month, any particular conversations stick out?
No, I've been keeping in touch with a couple of guys, Logan and texted Alex a couple times, and, Kyle Allen's a good friend of mine. So, yeah, just keeping in touch with some of those guys. I'm sure I'm getting some texts right now, but, I'll sure have to get through all those soon.
Charla or Darren?
Hey, Taylor, Darren Haynes, congratulations. My question would be is a lot of times when we get that big job that we want, we kind of make that phone call to a family member or a friend showing our excitement. What was that phone call like for you, and who was it with?
It was my mother and my sister, pretty much on a group call. Again, through these the year and a half, I was staying with them. My sister and my mom was kind of switching off. So they were kind of dealing with all my stuff. I was, I was not very fun to be around when I wasn't in the league. So those two, they've done so much for me. They've kept my head straight. So it's very exciting to share this moment with them.
Wino?
Hey, Taylor, you mentioned the possibility of a quarterback competition. This could be another virtual offseason and all that. Do you think your familiarity with Ron and with Scott Turner's system gives you a leg up in that competition?
I think it gives me a leg up knowing the offense already. I think that's a huge thing. Again, I've been to a couple different teams, and learning a new offense is hard, especially if it's virtual. I couldn't imagine, getting on the field and doing reps just in walkthrough helps a lot. So yeah, I think that helps me a little bit. But again, once we do all get together and get on the field, that's where it all happens. You have to go out there and produce and go win games. So essentially that's what has to happen.
All right, we got time for about 3 more.
Taylor, what are the 2 classes you have left just to finish your degree?
I don't even know. There's a couple 400 level math courses I don't even want to think about right now. So hopefully I can get that done next year.
Hey, Taylor, I don't know if you were able to hear Marty Herney or Martin Mayhew's presser last week, but I forget who asked the questions, but there are 2 separate questions where Marty Herney brought you up by name without any prompt or anything along those lines. I don't know if you saw it and what your thoughts were, if anybody mentioned it to you that you were just being brought up by the new executive vice president of personnel.
No one, I didn't see it, and no one really told me about it. I do have some familiarity with Marty. He was in Carolina when I was there, so we have a kind of a relationship in that way. So again, that means a lot to me. When you kind of get brought up on his own. So thanks for sharing that. That's kind of cool.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Taylor.
Hey, Taylor, you said you had texted with Alex a few times. Have you texted with him today since your news?
I have not. I'll probably reach out to him and we'll have some words together. But I texted him congratulations for the comeback player of the year. I think it was kind of known that was going to be the case. But again, I told him when we're still in the season how much of an inspiration he is, not just to me but to a lot of people. I mean, what he did was a miracle. So I think he gives a lot of people that drive as well. I can't say enough good things about him, just not only as a player, but as a person. So it'll be cool to get back in touch with him.
And what about Chase after he won Defensive Rookie of the Year? He's clearly a fan of yours.
Yeah, well-deserved. And I'm sure that he's going to get a lot of those in the next coming years. So I haven't reached out to him. I'm sure he's a busy dude. But I can't wait to talk to him again.
Hey, Taylor, what did you think about Tampa Bay's run through the playoffs all the way to winning the Super Bowl, having faced them?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty neat that we gave him a good shot. And I go back and I look at all these games. The Tampa Bay defensive line was killer, and our offensive line did really good against these guys. You look back, I was pretty clean a lot of that game, and so those guys have a lot to do with a lot of this. So kudos to them. They worked their ass off. So hopefully, again, let's just roll this over to the next year and keep it going.
Taylor, after your obviously performance kind of blew up, it feels like maybe if you'd gone to free agency, maybe that you could have explored some other options. I wonder why instead of going there, you decided to stay in Washington.
Yeah, I wanted to be in Washington. Again, just the familiarity with Coach Rivera and Scott Turner. And Scott's really the one that kind of got me into the league. He was the only quarterback coach that came to my pro day. He was the one that brought me to Minnesota. He brought me to Carolina. He's always believed in me, and I just I want to be loyal to him. He's got me to this point, and I want to stick with him. I think it's a pretty special thing got going.
Hey, Taylor.
Oh, sorry, Crit.
Sorry. You were just mentioning Scott and obviously how loyal you want to be to him. Can you describe for us and for the fans what makes him special as an offensive coordinator as you guys grow together?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, look at his dad, Norv. So I was with Norv for about 3 to 4 years, and Norv's had a great resume. So everything that Scott's learned is from Norv. So again, I try and soak it all in. And again, I think Scott's doing a great job. And again, I'm excited.
Taylor, what a COVID safe, friendly activity can you do to celebrate such a monumental event?
Well, I'm flying back to Atlanta here soon. I'll be meeting with my mom and stepdad. We'll probably go out and get a couple beers or so, a couple Heinekens, and celebrate. So it'll be fun.